have a feeling if I do manage to get this video going, this is going to be a very long intro. I'm going to have to try and edit this in YouTube. Press 1 if you can see me, everybody. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. What's up, everybody? Wow, that was fun. First off, if you're a replay viewer, thanks for coming by. Hopefully the intro is not too weird because it's taking me 10 minutes to start this. If you are a replay viewer, go to the timestamps if you want to go right to the charts and hear about, most likely, Bitcoin, Litecoin move, in my 100% opinion. And speaking of that, this is my opinion. That's number 2. This is 100% my opinion. It seems like the markets are split in opinion. Go figure. From what I see on Twitter, honestly, it seems around 75% are more bullish than bearish. I'm not bearish. I just think we're going to see another low before things get exciting to the upside. And that's just my honest opinion. And I'm going to, talk about that a little bit in this video. And that's really why I wanted to do this video. So that's that. I really appreciate you guys coming by in the live chats, helping me out with this technical difficulty. Like I said, on Twitter, I've seen some polls about a next move. Everybody's talking about what is the next move. I know we've been tracking kind of in this weird channel, and it's kind of boring to watch. We all want something to happen, and nothing has really been happening. But I truly believe that we're getting ready to have a break, to make a break. And I think it'll actually happen by the end of this weekend. So next 24, maybe 36 hours, I think something's going to happen. I could be wrong, right? And my opinion about what I think we'll see next, which is a lower low, could also be wrong. And actually, I hope it is wrong. So that's that. So I wanted to just kind of start by explaining that my situation, my view on the markets and where we are right now. And you can see the charts looking crazy. If we zoom in here on Bitcoin, we're in a certain pattern we've been tracking. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I do want to start by just shouting out to everybody out there. Thank you. It's been a crazy last couple months. This took way too long. It's kind of messed up on my part. I went through, I looked at what we've raised on YouTube, live chat, and this is since February. The Launchpad Foundation raised a little over 25 Litecoin, everybody. 0.04 Bitcoin and over $1,000 USD fiat. If you're in the chats, reload the page so that you can, I think, see the live stream. You should be able to see it. We've raised over 25 Litecoin. So you see it on the screen. Launchpad Foundation is going to match the USD portion and let the crypto portion sit until the bull market. Yes, I'm that confident we're going to get a bull market. Eventually, we will also be matching a 12 Litecoin that was raised in June they call themselves the 4 Horsemen over there on Twitter. So I said, amazing. God bless you all. And this round of donations that we're getting ready to donate is to Rock Ministries in Philadelphia. They've transformed lives within the heart of Kensington, Philadelphia by reaching at-risk inner city youth with the gospel of Jesus Christ. One thing to know about me, everybody, especially if you're new here, my faith is everything to me. And I know there's a lot of you out there that might not agree with me and my faith. However, it's integrated into every aspect of my life. This YouTube channel is one. My life's mission is my faith. It's interwoven throughout my relationships, my YouTube channel, my business. And so that's why you see what you see here. I will live and I will die for my faith. So we're making some big moves with the Launchpad Foundation. It's really been exciting. So thank you all for your support. It really, really means a lot. Bitcoin charts. So I want to try and keep this like as short as possible. I know my live streams can be long. So let's jump into the charts. I think Bitcoin is getting ready to make a move down. Maybe it'll make a move up. Maybe it'll make a move up as I'm doing this live stream and make me look like a total idiot. And that is okay. I accept that. I actually would welcome that. It would be awesome. But I can't help but think that I started my YouTube channel, for reference, everybody, right around here. If I can get my brush. I started my YouTube channel somewhere in there. Now, when we started doing technical analysis, we started evaluating the cycles of Bitcoin, right? And the way that it moves and the harmony within these cycles. So really to sum what I'm saying up is the cycles of Bitcoin are there's three parts. There's the halving, the all-time high, and correction. It's that is a cycle that plays over and over. So we started the YouTube channel like, back in last January or so, and it's crazy that the data that we've been tracking on Bitcoin continues to repeat itself. And we're talking, when we were doing videos like all through this time, we were anticipating like every move, especially because we realized we were in a bear market. So we were anticipating where our bottom channel would be. And that anticipation was based solely on, what happened in the last cycle and where that bottom was, right? So we found our bottom range, we anticipated it, and we said, if this plays out again, right, we have to keep tracking this pattern and this synergy and this move in Bitcoin. And it did play out again. And then from there, we said, if Bitcoin plays out again and exits the bear market, similar to how it did in the last bear market back here, we have to continue tracking it and anticipating the continuation of these cycles, right? And it did. Bitcoin did exactly what it did recently, and it followed exactly what it did in that last bear market. This exit out of the bear market to a Fibonacci retracement, this red rectangle, and we just did it again, right? So every step of the way, Bitcoin keeps doing what we're asking. Is it going to do that again? And so right now, the very next step for Bitcoin, if it's going to continue its track record, right? It is moving a little faster, but it's still following the same path. If it follows the same path, Bitcoin will be probably making a lower low in the $7,000 to $8,000 range, right? And that is completely based off of rejection at this Fibonacci retracement channel, this 618 to 786, meaning that high we had at the bull market to the bear market low, up around 78%, 61%, right? Back up to that area. Rejection there. That's what happened last time out of the bear market. Now, and now we're looking at that time frame in that last bear market. Here we are. This is very similar to where we are now, but this is 2016 charts, right? So Bitcoin rejection at Fibonacci retracement, comes back down, breaks through the 50 moving average, comes down on this day, wicks below, but sees it closes support above the 200 moving average, right? And that was that lower low coming off of that rejection of the Fibonacci retracement area. So similarly, if Bitcoin, which it has been doing, continues to stay, it's going to have a pattern that sets it up, right? We're in it right now. The symmetrical triangle would be a breakout target right down to around this 200 moving average, exactly where we saw the lower low back in 2016 that we just looked at. Now from there, we can ask, okay, what happened after that, right? That is a crazy bullish scenario, everybody. I know that it doesn't sound bearish to be talking about Bitcoin going down right now, but this marked, and this was not a lot of time, right? This was probably, I don't know, we can zoom in on the hourly. I'm not going to do it now, but this wick on this daily chart, not a lot of time there. But this low, this lower low, was the last lower low before Bitcoin put on its rockets and blasted into the bull market, right? And this channel, the resistance that we just hit, was broken. And this is the doorway to the bull market. That's what I've been saying. So I believe we're getting ready to set up for that move, right? Over the coming weeks and months, like you see on this chart, right? This was months here for this move to set up. So I believe we're getting ready to do something very similar. And part of that story, in my opinion, this is my opinion, everybody, and I know I'm probably get some dislikes for my opinion, but we would see one lower low down here, I think in the $7,000 to $8,000 area. For context, price range wise, we're looking at, I mean, say we went to 8,000 right around 20% or so. If we hit that 200 moving average on the daily chart, we're talking $7,300. So I'm talking about another 28 or 20 to 30% downside, right? So total, that would actually be around 40 to 50% downside from our recent swing high. In my opinion, is incredible area to accumulate. I will be buying Bitcoin, accumulating more Bitcoin down in this area. I think that's like a no-brainer, especially because that would line up perfectly with these cycles of Bitcoin. And it's not, in my opinion, when it's so predictable. If this happens, I will sit here and say how predictable that was. It's way more comforting to accumulate Bitcoin in an environment like that, where you're not even surprised it happened because you were almost expecting it. And expecting is a bad word on this channel because, I live to always anticipate everything, not expect. But it's almost like we really can strongly anticipate a lower low in this falling wedge. And this is what we've been waiting for. Even coming up to this resistance area, we talked about a bullish continuation pattern. This falling wedge would be in a very extremely bullish pattern for us, right? Say we hit a lower low right here, right? Then we really have a third touch in this wedge where we can get a breakout to the upside through the wedge, and that will be the setup for our target out of this wedge, right? Our breakout to break through this resistance area. The charts are lining up so well. I love watching them. I love covering them, and it just takes some patience. But yeah, on the short term too, we can go to I think I have a 4 hour. No, darn it. I don't have a 4 hour chart, but we're going to open one. So on the 4 hour chart, what you can see is there is bullish potential, right? So I know there's a lot of bullish people in here. There's bullish potential. And that is this symmetrical triangle that we've been tracking. We've been trading heavily at the downside of this triangle. But yeah, breakout potential on the short term is literally not very far away, because we're entering the apex really of this triangle. So will we get a move out through the 10,000s into the 11s? Because right around 11.5 right now is that upper trend line. That would be, and that could actually still be, we can make a run here. That could be a lower high, right? For continuation still, right? So we might have to wait another month before we even figure out what's going to happen out of this triangle. And that's why we need patience. But yes, I really do track this, daily, because I want to see where we're testing resistance and support. But there is bullish scenario. It's right here if we can break above. But this video is based on my opinion, so I just want to throw that out there. That's my opinion on Bitcoin. Going over to Litecoin, I know we have a lot of Litecoin people in here. I'll cover this real quick. The daily chart on Litecoin is something I really want to touch on. I have a note here, so I didn't forget. I said the 50-day moving average cross is not something you will see in a bull market. Historically, it's really not something you're going to see in this upward trend, the sustainable trend of just the bulls marching forward for Bitcoin and Litecoin. You're not going to see Bitcoin or Litecoin 50 moving average, this blue line, cross below the 200 moving average, right? So if we get, or I should say this, if we are in the bull market that everybody's saying that we're in, because I haven't said that we're in a bull market yet. I've consistently been saying when Bitcoin breaks $16,000 and breaks through this Fibonacci retracement, this long term, then we'll be in the bull market. And people seem to get really mad at me for saying that, because they really argue the fact that look at these gains, right? That's a bull market. And I completely disagree, right? And I disagree in the same way that if you zoom out on the charts and you look at Bitcoin back here, I don't think this was a bull market in May of 2016. I think it was setting up for the bull market, right? But we have some heavy resistance. We had to break first, and we did. And then we entered the bull market. Now, if you notice on this daily chart for Bitcoin, because this is my point exactly, if you look at the 50 moving average, this blue line, right? This blue line, you're not going to see this blue line crossing below the 200 moving average. But what you do see that when Bitcoin is entering a bearish environment, right? So here's my point, going back to Litecoin charts. If we're looking at Litecoin on the daily, right? If Bitcoin does test a new lower low in the 7,000s or something, Litecoin's going to break pretty hard to the downside, right? Probably even through our very special 200-week 50 moving average, because we're just above that. That's like $65. We're probably going to break through that, right? And we'll probably get a 50 moving average cross right here, this blue line crossing the 200 moving average, dependent on how long there's a consolidation for. That's really not something you're going to see in the true bull market when it comes. And I think that's just, first of all, that's my opinion. But second off, I think that's a really good thing, right? Because we've seen so much strength in Bitcoin and Litecoin. And in my opinion, I just don't think we're in the true bull market just yet. And here's the thing to kind of tie all of that together, which is the second part of my point. You will see either in a bear market, entering a bear market, or a sideways holding pattern. You will see a 50-day moving average cross. So here's us entering a bear market. There's the 200 moving average cross, right? So we don't have to get paranoid and scared that we're about to enter a really terrible time if we get the same exact cross here for Litecoin. It's, in my opinion, that's not going to be a catastrophic move for Litecoin, because the second thing that you will see is a sideways holding pattern. And just to kind of give you an illustration of what that would look like for Litecoin, it's this. This is Litecoin after the halving, back in the last halving in 2015. This 50 moving average cross right here, it's so small, right? On that 200, below the 200 moving average, it actually kind of happened twice. That wasn't the entrance to a bear market at all. So when you see a 50 moving average cross below the 200 moving average on Bitcoin, on Litecoin, I see a lot of posts about that on Twitter. Oh, it's coming, At this point of where Bitcoin is and Litecoin, I don't think it's this bearish cross, right? It's not this bearish move. This is a consolidation move, right? Because in a bear market, you're going to have high separation, right? Where the 50 moving average is below the 200 moving average. And this isn't a bear market right here, but it illustrates it. In a bull market, you're going to have a huge separation of the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average. But preparing for a bull market, right? And look at this right here for Litecoin. You can have sideways consolidation where the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average just kind of fall into a very tight channel. And when that happens, you're going to get cross, right? You're going to get a 50 moving average cross below the 200 moving average. So you might see a lot of this, especially with Litecoin, right? It is set up on the daily chart. It might not even happen, but if it does, it 100%, in my opinion, is not a catastrophic event. It's more of a consolidation, right? And then we might get a bounce, come up, consolidation for a while. And this is that point that everybody's talking about. Is Litecoin going to trade sideways like it did after the last halving, right? For that long? That's a question I don't know. I think it depends wholly on how fast Bitcoin decides to, do its thing. Namely, which is to break above this resistance area, this huge Fibonacci resistance. And I haven't charted it. I kind of explained it, but this is it. It's the high of the bull market to the low of the bear market. And right there, the 786 to 618 channel, it is the bull market entrance. And it's the same exact thing that we had in the last cycle, right? So all of these things aligning so well. And here it is. Here's the 786, 618, that resistance area. And then boom, right into parabolic gains. And all of this ties together to say the charts are so harmonious. It's crazy. So that's why, to wrap it all up, everybody, that is why I think Bitcoin sees a lower low before we start entering that bullish environment that everybody wants. Same thing for Litecoin. those are my thoughts. I just, doing an update video. I know nothing crazy is happening. Like, we're really, really just trading sideways. If we zoom in on Bitcoin right now, it's crazy. Look at this. Just in this channel. And this is a Fibonacci retracement channel on the short term that we talked about and we're ready for right there. And we're in it. So is it going to hold confluent with this bottom trend line of this very important symmetrical triangle pattern right here? I mean, right now, as of today, the most key area is $9,700. So even if we're at 9,900 or 9,800, I really wouldn't freak out because we'll probably see continued support, like bobbling along this lower trend line if this boring state of Bitcoin is going to continue. So those are my thoughts. Just throwing it out there. How's everybody doing? Thanks for being here, everybody. It's a really weird time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Crypto Noun is here. What is up? Hodl Fuel's here. What's up, dude? I haven't seen you forever. Wow. Good to see you, man. Silver Limey. What is up, Wendell? What's up, my people? Sam Leavesley. Tim G. Tom Gleason. Jerry Hardison. Link. Romaine Thomas. What's up, everybody? I appreciate you coming by. Wendell, I'm glad I got the stream working as well. Jacob Berg, Paul. So that's it. That is my analysis for the day. I want to be consistent with my content, everybody. I realize that not every day things are moving, but it's just one of my things. I have to be consistent with this. It's just the way I operate. I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. So, and offer value at the same time. I don't want it to be too repetitive. So, hopefully we can all hang in there in patience in terms of Bitcoin's next move. But these are my thoughts. Appreciate you coming by. I hope you have a really great rest of your Saturday, rest of your weekend, really. And if you're here right now and you're not a subscriber, I'm telling you, I check out my analytics. 50% of you guys are not subscribed that watch these videos. Hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the video, part of the channel as we grow. And I'm telling you, as we bust down these doors in the bull markets. So appreciate you coming by, even if you're not going to subscribe. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.